Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. The city of Prince Albert says the water treatment plant continues to operate within established parameters despite some residents experiencing water discoloration. On June 30th, the city said changes in the North Saskatchewan River led to higher levels of naturally occurring organic material entering the water treatment process. That resulted in temporary discoloration of tap water. In an update yesterday, the city says the water leaving the treatment plant meets or exceeds water quality requirements. Residents dealing with discolored water can report the issue to the city's Solutions Hub at 306-953-4884. We're learning more about an investigation in northern Saskatchewan where 2 people died in an encounter with wildlife. The Ministry of Community Safety says a bear is responsible for the deaths at McTavish Lake, about 90 kilometers north of La Ronge on Wednesday. Conservation officers have since located and euthanized the bear they suspected to be involved. That bear is now on its way to the Western College of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan, where a necropsy will be conducted. Names, ages, and genders of those found are not being released. The Saskatchewan Conservation Officer Service and Coroner's Service are taking over the investigation from the RCMP since the deaths are not being considered suspicious. This is the second notable bear attack this year. In May, a 27-year-old man was killed by a bear at a uranium exploration site near the Northwest Territories border. The Reeve of the RM of Big River says the curtailment of the local sawmill will have far-reaching impacts on the community. Carrier Forest Products says it will curtail production at its Big River facility on October 16th, affecting 117 employees. The company says the decision is due to the declining Canadian dollar and the impact of last year's wildfire season, significantly reducing timber supply. Big River Reeve Clint Panter says the layoffs could be felt across the community, with local businesses and schools affected if people leave the area. But he says the Big River has faced this before and found ways to adapt.
The last time the sawmill shut down, it gave an opportunity for some diversification. A lot of development started in the municipality. There was a lot of entrepreneurial activity that got rolling.
The union representing the sawmill workers says it will meet with workers over the next few days. A Nipawin man has been charged with forcible confinement and sexual interference after luring a teenage girl through social media. RCMP say a man was communicating with the girl online, and on July 12th, he met her on the Atakakoop Cree Nation. He then took her in his vehicle and left the community. The girl was found and the man was arrested at a home in Nipawin 2 hours after police were called. 22-year-old Dran McKay appeared in court yesterday to face the charges. A Saskatoon man has lost his appeal to have his dangerous offender designation overturned. In 2021, Joseph Yaremko was found guilty of sexual assault with a weapon and forcible confinement after he invaded a stranger's home, confined and threatened her and sexually assaulted her. The judge designated Yaremko as a dangerous offender and he was sentenced. Yaremko appealed the dangerous offender designation, but it was dismissed by the Saskatchewan Court of Appeal. The judge listed his considerable number of convictions, violating conditions of release and refusal to complete programming as his reasons for denial. All right, Jeff, we made it to Friday, TGIF, and what do we have in store for weather?
Well, we've got hot conditions prevailing, or continuing to dominate the pictures. We make our way into the weekend and into next week. The question is, what are we going to get in terms of thunderstorm activity, or at least some showers? And that all depends on the track. We have these thunderstorms developing west or east of the foothills and making their way through Alberta. Alberta sort of is where the nasty weather is concentrated, but some of that's coming our way. Will it track north of Prince Albert? We'll have to wait and see, but right now it looks like it could be a little dodgy, and we'll talk about that later on.
In Saskatoon, the University Bridge will not reopen as expected by the end of the month. The city announcing today that it will remain closed to the general traffic for what it calls the near term. It says the delay is to ensure emergency vehicles can get to the hospitals along College Drive. When the bridge does reopen, there will be traffic restrictions on it and parts of College with one lane open in each direction. The work is part of an arch repair on the bridge and work required as part of the Rapid Transit project. The city had initially estimated the bridge would reopen mid-June, but has said the delays up until now have been weather-related. The Royal Canadian Legion is celebrating its 100th birthday today. In Yorkton, there are about 170 Legion members who are active in the community, helping veterans and funding youth groups. Today, the celebration kicked off with coffee and cookies, and volunteers from the Bentley Nursing Home came to help cook hot dogs for the guests. The event runs into the evening with a special presentation.
And we have an evening planned at the Anglican Church just across the street from the Cenotaph, where we will have the 100th year anniversary cake and opening the time capsule and going through all the items that were buried 40 years ago.
The time capsule will be opened at 7 o'clock tonight. After being shut down for 6 months last year, grains and pulses are being shipped out to partners in Saskatchewan from Avonlea once again. In January, Agro-Hall Foods Industries announced its acquisition of a pulse production plant. The facility is a subsidiary of Agro Companies International, a company based out of Switzerland. According to Agro-Hall Foods, they have about 40 major partners that they supply to, all of them in Saskatchewan.
This is a huge part of the community. As far as the growers, this community is all it's all farmers, it's basically around here. And they actually were the ones that built the place back in '03, was they wanted a place to haul their lentils to. A close place and not have to drive hour, 2 hours away to sell their crops that are literally right beside us.
Shipping out lentils, beans, chickpeas, and oil seeds, the company aims to send out 1,000 metric tons of goods per week. The National Police Federation is recognizing the fundraising efforts of the Melville community for their support of 2 seriously injured RCMP officers and their families. The NPF says the support shown by residents in Melville is a powerful reminder that RCMP members and their families are never alone in difficult times. The 2 officers were shot while responding to a call last month. The man accused of 2 counts of attempted murder, as well as other charges, is in custody, and he's due back in court next week. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe spent some time in flood-hit areas of the Parkland this week.
Up in the northeast, up in Kenora, Kamsack, Norquay, a number of other communities here have been impacted.
The Premier posting this video online Thursday after the government announced changes to the Provincial Disaster Assistance Program. The changes are retroactive to April 1st. Citizens and small businesses in communities hit by spring and more recent flooding would be eligible for the higher compensation limits. 4 jurisdictions remain under states of emergency due to flooding, while the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency continues providing assistance in a handful of other areas. The province and the federal government are working together to keep the Indian Head and Scott Ag Research Farms operational. The 2 governments have signed a memorandum of understanding to keep the centers operational under the guidance of the province earlier this year. Ottawa announced plans to close the 2 research centers, which were no longer needed for federal programs. The Indian Head facility was established in 1886 and the Scott facility in 1910. The Western College of Veterinary Medicine says it will resume caring for wildlife the 3rd week of August. The college had decided to close its Zoo, Exotics and Wildlife service between July 22nd and August 17th because of a lack of specialized staff. Some students worried that the clinic would not reopen, impacting their studies. But today it announced that all regularly provided services would resume once the clinic's specialists return to work on August 18th. The annual Métis celebration Back to Batoche is back. Considered the largest outdoor Indigenous festival in Canada, the 56th Back to Batoche opened today with dancers, drummers, and singers. Held at the site of the 1885 Battle of Batoche, the gathering celebrates Métis history, culture, and identity. This year's celebration comes as Métis Nation Saskatchewan moves closer to a self-government treaty with the federal government. Canada's Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations says both sides have now finalized a draft agreement.
It's an important milestone today of having that draft agreement that's going to start going through the next steps.
The draft treaty now enters the federal approval process before it goes to Métis citizens for ratification. Still ahead on CTV News, what's in Grandma's kitchen? Take a trip back in time with another interactive suitcase kit from the PA Historical Society. I'm here at the Prince Albert Historical Society and actually right here in the museum with Jerry McKelvey. We're talking about suitcase kits. Now, these are some things that students or groups or classes are able to sign out and experience and learn about themselves. So, Jerry, which one have you brought for us today?
So the suitcase we have today is called In Grandma's Kitchen or In Cookham's Kitchen. And it's a collection of items that you would have found in a typical kitchen, say around the 1920s, 1930s.
And so a lot of these items, I mean, I'm a little bit older, but I think when I even look at some of these items, they're a little foreign to me. So if you were to look at some of these items, let's start with the kind of the Velcro looking thing over there. What's this about?
So this is called a carder, and it was for combing out the sheep's wool to make into yarn, or to use, made sort of like a brick for quilting. And so this would have been something that children might have done. They would hold it like this, and then they would comb it through like that.
And so that's to replace, you know, you can't go to the big box store to go get a new pair of socks. You might have to make them yourself or sew them yourself.
Exactly, yeah. So everybody had to know how to card, spin, weave, sew, knit. Yeah.
Now let's think we're thinking about turning on the stove. We don't just turn a button in the old days. So what was the best fashion and some of the accoutrements that come with starting the stove?
Well, actually, when I was growing up, we had a wood stove that we used for cooking all of our food. The stove wasn't wood, the stove was metal, but we burned wood in it. And so on the top, we would have something like this old coffee pot that would always have coffee fresh and ready for any visitors that popped in. And we would use tools similar to this when we were cooking. So potato mashers or egg scoopers or different utensils like that.
Again, I noticed they're not kind of colored and silicone and plastic. It was a little bit more rudimentary to get the job done.
Exactly. So it's a nice sturdy metal masher with a wood handle. And if this wood handle broke, it was easily replaced, you know, by someone in the wood shop.
Now, next on the list, I'm seeing this block of white. What is that?
So some of the kids think this is cheese, but it's actually soap. And when we moved into my husband's grandma's house, she had an old table by her washing machine, and in the drawer of the table she had poured the cheese and then, or the soap, sorry, not cheese, and cut it. And so you had your block of soap, and you would grate it into your washing machine, and that's how you got your clothes clean.
There you go. Now, I'm trying to think, there's a handful of other items. We're probably not going to have time, and that's probably good inspiration. Make sure you sign one of these items out, whether you're a teacher, whether you're just a group that, I mean, does it have to be just a school group?
This one is on its way out to a seniors care home for this afternoon. Yeah.
Perfect. So we got it before they did. If you want to get some of these items or other items, make sure you come down to the Prince Albert Historical Museum and go bug Jerry for more information. Jeff has the weekend preview weather forecast coming after the break, plus advice from doctors to stay injury-free this summer. All right, Jeff, I know we were hoping for some warm temperatures this weekend, but as I look behind you, I'm seeing kind of these weird blobs hanging around some of the cities, and I'm wondering what's up with that.
Weird blobs, they're invading. That's the way it goes. That's all we can do about it. All hail our weird blob masters. We've got ourselves a chance of some showers and thunderstorms, John. The radar's indicating that we certainly already have that action moving up out of the Mountain West, Idaho Panhandle, parts of Montana, and crossing the Rockies and reforming. And that system is going to sort of slowly make its way into Saskatchewan. Now, right now, the trajectory, or certainly the path this particular storm track is going on, it looks like it's going to be clipping areas, you know, in central Saskatchewan. We thought it might be moving more towards the north, and parts of it may have, because it's not one big wingspan of a storm. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on with our futurecast. So here you go. You watch this stuff moving along, and it slides and it starts to redevelop, and now it takes a different sort of track. And along the Saskatchewan-Alberta border, it looks like it's sort of a little further north, and let's say looks more northerly than, let's say, Meadow Lake, maybe up around the Cold Lake area, and into other parts of Saskatchewan after it moves in from Alberta. So we could have some ugly conditions conditions and some red spots there. So yeah, we've got ourselves a real mixed bag. But again, it's spotty in nature. It doesn't look like it's a giant system, but it's impactful if it hits you. Spiritwood, 15 degrees overnight, 18 in the Battlefords, 13 in Candle Lake, Birch Hills, 14, 13 in Rostern, Nipawin, 13, and Melfort, 14. Now, clear skies, we see a lot of those icons here. We're anticipating the clouds will increase as we make our way into the overnight period and into tomorrow. Because as we roll into tomorrow, we're looking at mainly cloudy and cloudy skies throughout much of the region. But right now, for the moment, the computer is indicating that we've got ourselves a chance of showers and a risk of a thunderstorm in the Battlefords. The Battlefords might see 2 to 4 millimeters of rain, so not a lot of rain, but some rain. Rostern, a similar situation at 26 degrees. But 26 with mainly cloudy skies for Spiritwood, cloudy and 27 in Candle Lake. The same for Birch Hills, mainly cloudy and 28 for Nipawin. And we're back to the cloudy and 27, and that is in the Melfort region. For Prince Albert area, 13 degrees tonight, increasing clouds, light and variable winds. Tomorrow, 27 degrees, cloudy skies from the southeast at 20. But then there's a possibility of some showers on Sunday with a risk of a thunderstorm. 23 degrees to start the work week, but then warming up again and getting to 27 and staying there starting on Wednesday.
That's already looking better than it did yesterday. I think we were expecting some rain on the weekend, or at least for sure tomorrow. So we're already,
it looks like got a bit of a break there. Yeah,
things are already looking up. I like it. All right, Jeff, while the World Cup trophy is traveling in style, it's on its way to New Jersey for this weekend's final match. The trophy is set in a case created by fashion house Louis Vuitton. The trunk features the brand's signature touches, including a gold V and a leather-lined interior. This is the 5th straight World Cup where the fashion house has designed the case for the trophy. And it will be Argentina and Spain squaring off in Sunday's World Cup final, and fans are getting ready.
Messi. Oh, and England are in trouble. Maybe to Lautaro Martinez. They're going out to the semi-final stage.
Argentina is looking to become the first nation to win back-to-back World Cups since Brazil in 1962. Meanwhile, Spain will try to capture its first title since 2010. Those two teams will square off at 1 o'clock Sunday, while England and France will play in the third-place match tomorrow or Sunday at 3.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
Emergency rooms across the country are starting to see an increase of patients this summer. Miriam Valdez-Carletti explains what you can do to prevent a summer injury.
Getting injured as a kid is a childhood rite of passage for some.
I was going down a ladder and I missed a step and then I slipped and my head hit the metal.
We've had some close moments, accidentally, falling off the slide or falling off swings.
This mom made a visit to an ER last week.
We were at our cabin and she sat on a picnic table and just slipped off, fell back, and hit a metal bar.
The warmer weather means Edmontonians are getting outdoors and maybe getting ahead of themselves.
I think sometimes we just forget to take that moment of sober second thought before you go do something, to be like, is this safe, or is there a way I can make this a little bit safer for me or my children?
Alberta Health Services says it sees an increase in ER visits during the summer months. Last year, ERs across the province saw an average of 350 visits per day, all related to injuries.
We see mostly broken bones, to be honest, a lot of broken ankles, a lot of broken forearms and wrists. Lots of these people are ending up needing surgery.
This pediatric emergency physician says one mode of transportation is a major culprit: e-scooters.
Most adults don't wear helmets when they use them. They do go quite fast. They certainly go fast enough that you fall off. You can give yourself a serious head injury if you fall wrong.
With more people walking through these doors, it's increasing wait times.
Would still be waiting 4 to 6 hours to be seen. On a bad day, you could certainly be still looking like 8 to 10 hours.
Dixon says while it's impossible to avoid every injury, there are steps you can take to prevent them.
We always make sure they're wearing a helmet. If they're riding a bicycle or scooter.
If only someone had taken that moment of second thought before they did it, that they wouldn't be in the situation there are. That's the hardest thing for us to see.
AHS is also reminding people not to use e-bikes or scooters while drinking and use protective gear when playing sports. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Breathing in wildfire smoke is bad for the lungs, but experts are raising concerns about the impact that it can have on the brain. Researchers at the University of Calgary say tiny particles from smoke can slip into the bloodstream or get to the brain directly through the nose. When toxins reach the brain, they can cause inflammation, resulting in fogginess, lack of focus, and headache. Increased exposure to the particles can also cause long-term damage to brain cells, which can lead to cognitive decline.
Yikes.
One more reason to get some fresh air, right, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly. Or wear a mask if it's getting smoky out there.
All right, this is a new one for us, and definitely staying cool on live TV. A news reporter in Los Angeles is being praised for keeping her cool when something creepy crawled right onto her during a live report.
And it's a lot more comfortable at this hour, but we're still in the 80s here in the valley. So overnight temperatures not necessarily dropping.
Yep, that is a giant flying cockroach. The reporter Rachel Menitoff definitely knew it was there. You can see there immediately shaking herself off after finishing that live weather report. But boy, I've never had to do anything that crazy as deal with a report while you've got a bug on you.
No, that's a big bug.
Yeah, that's
not
a big
like
bug.
a no-see-em or a mosquito. Yeah, that's kind of ugly. But boy, way to go, our friends at KTLA.
One thing I got to remind you, the third place game, not that you want to watch a third place game, but it's tomorrow, Saturday.
Some will, and it might have something to do with the golden boot, because guys could pad their scores and maybe somebody's going to win the golden boot instead of Messi.
There you go.
Maybe.
Are you picking a winner for the big game?
Not yet. I'm going to have to ruminate.
I'll probably watch.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too.
The winning team will win.